and let you know how much it does my heart good, and so many of our veterans here to see new faces, familiar faces, and just the community coming out to support our soldiers and our veterans. It means the world to all of us. My name is Sue Wackerlin, and I'm founder of Adopt a Soldier. And so today's ceremony is a little bit different. I do want to mention Roy Hupke in the back, who's one of my military dads. We adopted his son, who has a tough duty station in Hawaii right now. Aww. Well, we love him. I have two out there, as a matter of fact, the stinkers. Do you think they'd send their military mom a free ticket to go visit? Hasn't happened yet. I'll get a t-shirt or something. He has been so kind as to videotape all of our pointings and our events. Not only does he do this with his own time, he also makes a DVD for the family and for myself, and so the cost and the time is so much appreciated. So family members today that, moms, whatever, get with Roy, and he'll make sure you get a tape, okay? And because of that, I need to remind everybody to kind of watch the camera if you're walking, and as my veterans know, we watch our language, because sometimes I get a little carried away. No, I don't, I'm just kidding. So, kids, if you want, kids, everybody's kids to me. There's some chairs over there if you want to sit down. Now that I pointed you out and you're embarrassed. Okay, so Adopt a Soldier, what is it? For some of you, you have experienced this and been here before. As I said, today's a little bit different. When I started this program a little over 2 years ago, I started it for a reason that at the time, the son that I started it for, who will be here today, I think this will be his first one that he's actually here for, was in the military, he's in the Marine Corps, and he was out. But my experiences when he joined were so emotional for me, and I found myself on uncharted territory as a military parent, that when I came here and saw a need for so many different things that I could pull this together, Adopt a Soldier was kind of born. Today, I guess because I'm the founder, I've decided to change things up a little bit because I see an even bigger need now. We have a lot of our young veterans coming home, and we want to make Adopt a Soldier, let them know how important they are to us. And there's some background that goes with that. When I came to the Legion, 5 years ago I guess now, it was just your average Legion, and you know, we had a lounge, and as I got to know these veterans, I got to see that this place had more meaning than I ever knew before in my life. When my son went into the Marine Corps and left for boot camp, he would have thought someone had just died in my family. I was a blubbering idiot. And military moms, I'm sure you can understand that. At that time, we hadn't gone into Iraq, but 9/11 had happened. So I knew that this wasn't just, I joined to go to college, which is admirable, don't get me wrong, but I knew as a parent that this was a little bit more. I found myself on uncharted territory when my friends' kids were going off to college, and they were crying and boo-hooing, which is, again, college is an admirable choice. But they were like, I know what you're going through. I thought, the heck you do? You know, I couldn't bond with them. I couldn't bond with them because I knew my son might be going to war. I didn't know if he was going to come home. There's all kinds of things that go through our minds. So I found myself very alone. So when I started to work here at the Legion, and I realized that these veterans were here, they were here for me, that I could utilize them, that questions I had, they could answer. I thought, what a great thing for other military families, mothers, fathers, husbands, wives, siblings. You know, when you don't live on base with your child, you don't know anybody that has somebody in the military. We don't have a badge, we don't live on base, we don't know. So we don't know who we can share with. So that was in the back of my mind, that I really wish that there was some way that us military families would know who was military, who we could reach out to, who we could say, you know what, I can't watch the news right now because everything that's going on is making me crazy. Or, you know, I haven't heard from my child in 6-8 weeks. or this is my first deployment, or he's going off to boot camp and, you know, his little sister wants to draw pictures and send him colorful pink things, and you're like, no, don't do that. We did that, and my son got out of boot camp and said, why did you let my little sister send me all that? I had to do push-ups or whatever for a month. So, you know, these were things that I didn't know. Then my son did 2 tours in Iraq. When he got home, the first time for leave, he stayed at our house, obviously, and I knew something was a little different. I did push, you know, I knew that, you know, things were there that he wasn't going to share, and that was okay. But that first night that he slept in our house, we stayed up talking, he went to bed, I went to bed, and I don't know how many hours later, I heard him screaming. I mean screaming, and I was like, I didn't know what to do. Had no idea what to do. At that time, I had gone out to Camp Pendleton, and I had met a lot of the guys, and they all called me Mom, and I knew that the time difference, I called one of his battle buddies, and I said, hey, he's down there screaming, I don't know what to do. And they all kind of called me Mom, and he said, Ma, don't go near him. He said, turn on the lights from the room, call him out, call his name, don't go near him. And my heart sunk. And I thought, oh no, I don't know if I can do this. So to dance all this, when he finally got out and was home for good, I noticed that he was just withdrawn and just not really wanting to participate in a lot of things, amongst other things. And I kept urging him, Tony, please, come to the Legion. You know, you got vets there that have been there, done that. You don't even have to talk to them, just come see them, come meet them. No, Mom. So one day he decided to come in, and just a couple of my Vietnam vets happened to be here that day. And for the first time in 6 years that he had been home, I saw his body language relax for the first time. He was among brothers. One of the key things I noticed when he got out is anytime things got tough, he's like, I'm going back in the Corps. I'm going back. And I realized it wasn't he was going back to the Corps. He didn't want to go back to war. He didn't want to go back to what I would think when he said that. But he wanted his brothers. He wanted to be around his family. And when I started here, and after talking to these vets, I realized they are his family. And that's why I felt it was so important today to bring both Chris and Tim into our Legion and honor them for their service and let them know that you're out now. You served your country and we're so proud of you. But we want you to know that your brotherhood is still alive and well in this post. And unless we spread the word, people, to these young veterans that we're here, these establishments are going to close. And as a mother of a son that needs it, I would hate to see that happen. So we need to make sure that our young vets are welcomed, know that they're appreciated and they're cared for, and most importantly, that their brotherhood is alive and well in this Legion. And no matter what time of day or night, they can call one of these guys, they can call me, and they can come down here and just be themselves. Just be the person they are now, regardless of what we knew them as then and the men that they've become now. So that's why today's ceremony is a little bit different and really important to me, that we really open our doors to these kids, guys, men, sorry. So, what I'm going to do is, because it's a little different, we're going to change things up just a little bit. And I'm going to have Alan Blog, he's one of our Vietnam veterans here, and my sidekick partner in crime, come up, and we're going to go ahead and present these boys. Tim and Chris, I'd like you to come up here. Let's give them a round of applause, please. People that are standing, if you are a veteran from any of our branch of services, would you please stand and stay standing, the rest can go ahead and sit down? I personally want to thank you vets, some of you are new faces, tell you thank you for your service, how much we appreciate you, and let's give these men a round of applause. going to give the mic to Alan. Boy, it's hot up here.
A little taller than you.
Okay. I have my heels on. There you go.
As she said, my name's Al Black. I'm a Vietnam veteran.
Sorry, this mic.
I'm busy, that's really. What we're going to do today, first of all, I want to welcome Tim and Chris home. I met them on Memorial Day, actually. I'm the sergeant of the guard here. And they showed up to march with us, and which was a great honor. And we had a great time, and I appreciate them doing that. But being Army guys, they do not listen to their sergeant. I was out of gas halfway out to the cemetery. I was going, oh, and I was going, help. I was about half a mile away. I wasn't kidding. They did a great job. So. Well, what we do, and we'll do it for the new guys too. I have the honor. I wish I could have been able to do these guys before they went, but along with our program, we have we give them a cross, right? And it's not anything to do with religion or anything. Is when I got to Vietnam in early '69, we got off the plane, walking down the gangplank, and there was the Marine Corps chaplain down at the bottom. Remember, by the way, the airport was under attack at the time too. Passing out these crosses, and he was standing there in his baseball cap, and like he did at church picnic. And gave us his cross, and I carried it the whole time. This is the original cross, the original rope. And we carried him in the field, sometimes just sort of have faith in ourselves, but also if we were in a firefight, put them in your teeth so you could keep quiet in case you got wounded. And I brought it home, and I've handed out to some of my relatives. Two nephews went to war. One had an illness, gave it to them, and made sure that told them they had to give it back to me. And my father-in-law had it twice, and had a quadruple bypass one time, gave it back, and he's still here. That's nothing to do with it. But it's just a faith thing. You have not only have faith in God, but faith in your country and yourself. And if you have faith, you can unbelievable, and there's nothing magic about this. It's just, I guess you just have to have faith in it. So right now, Tim. No, you're out of the military already. I had any brains that had done this before, you know.
No comment. Here.
I give you this cross. Have faith, God, country, and most of all, yourself. We're going to give you this cross.
That's all the brains he has.
And also, I've already done this. The other thing is they're already home, but I officially, I'm a firm believer in the Band of Brothers, which actually started with Easy Company in World War II. And it's nothing more than one obligations are to God, country, your family, your brother, and yourself. This brother, obligation, faith in God, country, family, brothers, never done. Also, as I've been saying, Vietnam, World War II, mostly were drafted soldiers. And a person once told me, and a friend of mine that went to Vietnam the same time as me, in fact we were singing, is, what are you guys, heroes, or you gonna go to a country, a foreign country, and fight somebody else's war? And we just told them, nobody wants to be a hero. We're American soldiers. We're just being sent to do a job. So here, these young gentlemen are our next generation of freedom.
You almost did me, man. Oh, nice. I have to share something real quick with you all. Talking about faith. I'll tell you, when God puts his hand, I'm a Christian, and when this all started, people are like, well, you can't do that with crosses. I said, the heck I can. My program, I believe in God, and I believe that he got me through when my son was over and my daughter was over at the same time, so. But I have to tell you how I had confirmation from him recently that his hand is on this program. And you guys will know what I'm talking about as I start. 2 years ago at my farm? A year ago, 2 years ago. Had you just gotten out? Okay. I live on a farm out here, and I don't know, somebody called animal control. Happens to me all the time. Oh, her sheep are sheared. The sheep are thin. They had just been sheared. This is what I live up against. Anyway, so this young officer of the animals. I don't know what, whatever, shows up at the farm, and so, nice kid, I'm talking to him and everything, and I don't know how he came in the house, I don't know how we got on the subject, but he said, yeah, I just got home. I'm like, here's my card, anything we can do for you, we're here. 2 years ago. So then, I get a call. He has two brothers, one in boot camp, one that just went to South Korea. Yeah, he's guarding the border. Anyway, so I get called on the first soldier to be coined. Were you at the first one? No. So we coin this young soldier, send him off to boot camp. Then the second son, gonna coin him, and here I meet this young veteran. I keep thinking to myself, gosh darn, this kid looks familiar. I can't figure it out. I still couldn't figure it out till recently. So that's the beginning of that story. See how this how this came together for me. So I don't know, Miss Jan, a couple months, 2 months ago, maybe longer than that. One of my very dear friends, volunteer here, comes to me. She says, we're a little worried about her friend, son. He's kind of everybody's son now, I guess. He's just getting out, there's a lot of stuff going on, can you pray for him? And I said, absolutely. We sat out in the beer garden, she and I, and we prayed. I went home and I kept praying for this young soldier, Tim. I had no idea who he was, never met him. So, then I get a phone call from a mom. My son's home, he's been home, but you remember me, we talked at the fair, a year or 2 years. I think it was, there you are, 2 years ago. 1 year ago? 1 year ago. Now, we go out and fundraise, because none of this happens without money. And so we were at the fair, and we were fundraising, and mom and dad came up and started talking to me about their son, and, he served in Iraq, and I think he was in Afghanistan at the time, and just mom stuff, military mom stuff, which is what we do. But I remembered her. Now, I see a lot of people, we have probably 40-some soldiers now, and I talk to a lot of moms and dads, brothers, sisters. So it's like, okay, Tim, da-da-da-da. We'll do something for him. So then I talked to Amy, geez Louise, that's how many people I have, Amy, I knew it was me. And I said, Chris is home, it'd be great to have him come and participate with the soldiers, my veterans, they really need your help, and, they need to see these young guys around. And so she said, I'll get a hold of him, his friend's out now too. I said, well, bring him along, that'd be great. So, all right. I show up here here on, right before Memorial Day, and we had a ton of bushes that needed to be done, and my guys aren't spring chickens anymore. I love them all, but they're not spring chickens. And I walk in, and one of my Vietnam veterans has tears in his eyes. I'm like, what's going on? He goes, your boys are here. I'm like, what do you mean my boys are here? He goes, they're outside. They're cutting the bushes for us. They just showed up and said, can we help? So I go out there, and there's these two. Still don't make a connection, okay? Yeah, they thought they were on community service. I do that too. So I said, you know, you guys got to march with us. So all this stuff is starting to come, and I still don't get it. It still hasn't, I don't know when. I think then finally, I had to get your last name from your mom or something. I looked at that, and then I said to Jan, she said, you know, we want to do something for Tim. I said, okay, you know, I got a Tim that I'm doing something for. And then I realized it was the same Tim. I was like, the one I was praying for? She goes, yeah. I said, and the mom that I talked to a year ago? She said, yeah. I said, he's here? She said, yeah. And I was like, praise the Lord. How did that happen? So this one, I'm still talking to him, everything's fine. And just the other day I went, weren't you at my house 2 years ago? And he's like, yeah. And so, you know, all these times that I see these soldiers, or I meet these veterans, and I got my card out, and I'm hugging and kissing all of them, that's just what I do, that I realize God's saying, keep doing what we're doing. Because here's these two young vets, that when the time was right for them, they had to get home, they had to get acclimated, they came. And so I just feel so blessed, and I feel so much that God does have his hand on this program, and I thank him every day for it, because without him, I don't know where we would be, I really don't, or where any of our soldiers or veterans would be. This program has not only helped the kids going in, the kids coming home, but in the very beginning of this, Mr. Alan Blogg, when he offered to do this to me, couldn't get through a program. My son, that I was talking about, has PTSD. It's real. People don't know it's real. They say all this kind of stuff, it's real. Some can handle things, some can't, whatever. The point is that they need to feel the love that we have, the appreciation that we have for them. I don't care how many years ago it was. I don't care what the reasons were. They're American soldiers. They did what they were taught to do. And right now, you need to realize a lot of our Iraqi soldiers, Marines, are feeling a little anger right now. They're feeling a little anger, and they're feeling a little bit like, boy, this seems familiar, and you non-vets can, I'm sure, understand what they're feeling. So for me, as a mom, my guard's up, because I know my son already started having some dreams again, and this kind of thing. So be aware. Reach out to these people. Don't be afraid to just see somebody in a Vietnam hat, or a Korean War, or World War II, or you can tell, look at how these guys stand. I mean, you'd be surprised how you can eyeball and see a veteran a mile away. And some of them are going to kind of go, okay, thanks. And some of them you may end up talking to for an hour. So be ready to be there as they were there for us. I'm going to ask our new commander, Jimmy Butler, that we're very excited about, to come and give these boys the points. When we started this, I was going online and ordering the standard American Legion coin. For those of you that are familiar, military people, you're familiar with the coins. I can't give you the history. Every time I do, somebody tells me I'm wrong. All I know is when I was a military mom and I was at the San Diego MCRD, and then after deployment, a gunny sergeant, as a matter of fact, handed me a Marine mom coin. And so the coins represent something to me when I started this, and it's evolved. The coins to me mean that for these people, these veterans, these young soldiers, that, you know what, they have these coins. Anytime you reach in your pocket and it's there, or you see it on your dresser or whatever, that it will remind you too, as veterans, that Post 392 and your brotherhood here and your family here is here for you no matter what. So let those be a reminder. Now, it's not as important the other reason for these coins, but I will say it, because I don't believe in it myself. Oh, and the shot glass broke. That's my Marine giving me a really dirty look. Word has it that when you go into an American Legion or a post or any of these things, that if you have your coin, because they are called challenge coins, that you tap that on the bar, and all the other veterans or soldiers better have their coin or they're buying a round. Now you guys are 21, so I can say that. With the young kids, I'm always like, buy a pop. So, as I said, I bought ours on the internet. My post here was fantastic and said, you know what, you need your own, Sue. And Terry Schreck, another one of mine, he's a veteran here, and his son is also in Hawaii, said we need our own. So they bought these and backed us up for our own Adopt a Soldier coin, and it has the Peotone American Legion emblem on the back, post 392. So these are really special. You want a close look, and the boys are busy, there's some over there. So I'm going to let Jimmy go ahead and present the boys with this, and so that they know that we're always here. The Brotherhood is here for you guys.
I just want to say, I met these two guys, Chris and Tim, when they were from the Legion. I thought they were community service myself. I thought these guys were really working hard for community service. We got to talking, and I found out we all had something in common. We're all Afghan veterans, so. And I know you guys been here for a while, but both of them just the same. So, that, I gotta thank you.
Okay, we got one more presentation that another Marine, and he's got all kinds of kids in all kinds of branches. He's also one of our veterans, has personally made something for our veterans and our soldiers that are coming home. So I'm going to let Dennis Claxton just give the boys what he made.
I'm feeling like I'm dealing with another son because I've known Tim for the last 10 years at least. And they've joined at a very distinct fraternity. We put our country in front of our own lives. I made these plaques out of scrap. What people were throwing away, they don't look like it, do they? Whenever you have a down day, look at this plaque. Remember, it was scrap, but it sure the heck don't look like it. We're here to help the fight the movie violence.
Okay, we're going to go ahead and I do have, I'm going to let us eat, since you guys are hungry. I do have I believe two Marines that, unbeknownst to them, are coming to the coining. They are at Great Lakes Base right now. Their families are far away, and again, I kind of change my plan all the time. But I'm going to let us eat, and I may stop you and say, look up here and listen, because I'm going to surprise these two young Marines with a coin, and that they know their families may be far away, but that we're here for them today. So I'm going to go ahead and let us go ahead and do that. Okay. The other thing I want to do, and I do this after I release everybody. Again, we're nonprofit, and for a long time we were buying food because we supply the main dish, and it got kind of expensive. And Kathy and John Payne, for the last I don't know how many, have been coming in on their day, frying up chicken for us, the best chicken you're going to have. And so I really, really, really want to take the time to tell them how much we appreciate what they're doing for Adopt a Soldier. So they're in the back pretending like they don't exist. Okay, Tracy. Wait, she's got a big mouth like me.
Yeah, you guys can hear me. Back in May, we had a small golf outing in Monique from my mom and dad's place. They run the bar at Monique, Maryland's diner. And we've raised money in the past for various things, and this year we decided, my husband suggested we do it for Adopt a Soldier. And so we sold a lot of your stuff that did. It was over $200, but our little bitty golf outing also raised $641 for your cause. I'll But Dave Crowley, with his kindness, donated a check for $200. And so Trevor and I just rounded it up, so we're going to give $1,000.
Now, my benefit starts next week, so it-
Thank you. She does a wonderful job, you guys. Thank you so much.
Again, God puts his hand on this because we just ordered our pins for all the benefits we go out and do and try and raise money. And I was like, man, we don't have any t-shirts and we don't have any money. And I got 2 kids I got to send boxes to. So thank you guys, I appreciate it. I'd like to just real quick have all the veterans in the house. Please come up, welcome these young vets. You don't have to be a member here. You don't have to just, please come up, welcome these guys. And then we'll let them start the food line. So let's get our vets up here. How many vets in the
You're not going for the food line, no, I'm going to.
Anybody in the bar that wants to come in? I know that Pink Marie's told you a lot of bad things about me, so. Is everybody from the bar in here that wants to be in here? Can somebody check? Alan, you want to check for me real quick? Okay, I'm just going to start talking. As I was telling you earlier that, embracing our veterans, our new veterans coming in is really important to me. And Adopted Soldier started out, and I know it's soldier, don't get on me, all my Marines, you never call a Marine a soldier, by the way. But how we want to embrace these veterans, and it's about family, and really? And one of the things that, we've got Great Lakes Naval Base is the closest base that we have, and one of my oldest adopted soldier, Marine, oh, look how cute he is, Michael is stationed there now, and so I thought to myself, these Marines are there, their families are somewhere else, they need to know that we, as a family at this Legion, are here for these guys, to keep you in line, pretty much. Yeah. So, that's why I decided to go ahead today, because my son Tony had brought one of his guys here that is an active duty Marine stationed at Great Lakes, and Corporal Preston Thomas, right here. Give him a round. So, real quickly, I'm just going to give a brief rundown of what Adopt a Soldier's about, okay? We started it for the families, we started it for the young kids going in, and our veterans, and it's a well-rounded kind of greased oil tire by now, okay? But what the representation is that just like your brothers that you have now in the legacy riders, right? Legacy vets, okay? You also have here at this Legion, okay? Anytime you want a good home-cooked meal, Tony will tell you, Mario, another Marine that's over there will tell you, come to my house, come here to the post, we'll take care of you, we'll feed you, we'll, you know, let you have some fun, make sure you get home safe, but we're here for you, okay? So I'm gonna real quick, I have a Marine that is one of my veterans here, Mr. Dave Drawley, that's gonna give you a coin that's gonna remind you of that, okay? And I'm pretty sure that all the Marines over there now are gonna wanna come here, because, right, Michael? Because he hasn't opened his mouth. Yes, he has. He told me to come to Family Day. I haven't yet. So I'm gonna have Dave Drawley come up, former Marine, and I wanna throw a little tag. No, you just, no, just Marine. Okay. See, he got real mouthy when he got into the Marine Corps. I do want to ask my son, Tony, to come up here. Come on. The story that you've all heard maybe for the first time today, and the rest of you that have heard the story over and over again, about my son, this is him. This is Tony, Marine Corps, veteran, two-time deployment in Iraq. Because of him and our experiences together with the Marines and being deployed and the aftermath, it's because of him that made me start to open my arms to my Vietnam veterans, my Korean War veterans that people haven't listened to for decades. That these men haven't been able to shed a tear and get a hug and know that we love them and that what they came home to isn't what we are about today. So, you are the reason that this is being spread to these vets that need it so badly. And I love you and I thank you and I want you to get acquainted.
Gets me all misty-eyed, but you did a good job there, Sue. Thank you. First off, if I could give a quick commercial on the American Legion right here before I get into the most important part. Excuse me, guys. I just wanted to say what a great job Sue does. This Legion means more to everybody in this community than it ever has for many years. Always was a great part of our community, don't get me wrong, always was very generous, very giving. A lot of people don't realize how much this Legion gives away for the needy around Christmas, for all the meals we give away, for the holiday season to all the needy. People don't quite understand all this, but now getting involved in other activities. And I'm glad to say our Legion financially is doing quite well, and therefore when it does quite well, we like to give more money away. It's not just to sit on it. Adopt a Soldier is one of our most important assets that we have here at the American Legion. And can we just give, you can be real proud of your mother, what a great job she has done for us. I just want to give Sue another big hand. Thank you, Sue. What a great organization. We have both these gentlemen from here, and we we got Mike. And I just say Mike is a great guy, a great in the Marine Corps active. Yet today, and you're right, Sue made a slight mistake. Once a Marine, always a Marine. But Sue has came up from her past experience with this beautiful coining experience here for us. And there's been a lot of great experiences that have taken place in this Legion. Celebrating people coming back home again and honoring people that are taking off for the military. So what an honor to have both of you gentlemen with us. And on behalf of the American Legion, which we're so happy that so many young people are becoming a part of. As you know, some of the old timers here, like Sue said, aren't able to go out and trim the bushes out front anymore in the last presentation that was brought up. But from the bottom of our hearts, thank you for everything that you've done and your family has done for the American Legion. Thank you. Preston, we're very happy that you made it all the way down from Great Lakes today. We know Sunday driving around the city can be challenging. But Corporal, it's just a pleasure to have you with us, and thank you very much for coming down and participating in our coining with your friend Tony. And we wish you the best always, and always safe journeys. Congratulations, and thank you for both of you for that. God bless you.
Stick around.
We got help.
I'm not gonna move through all that. Thanks for sticking around for my second act. Most of you didn't pay for the first one. But anyway, I'm proud to be up here today, and I'm not gonna go through the whole spiel on the cross like I did. You all heard it. But I will just say, meeting with Sue, we did do the cross giving as we had spoke before. It's not anything to do with religion. It's strictly have faith, mostly in yourself, God and your country. Mostly faith in yourself. And if you have faith in yourself, you can come to your life. And now I have 2 Marines up here, and I hate to tell them I'm Army. Extraordinary crowd.
I told you not to put it in your pocket.
I know. I should have left the rest up.
Tell the guys the story out here. Really, you can't believe it?
Now you know Tony again, but I would like officially, on behalf of us, because like I said before, we are big on the Band of Brothers. So I'm going to officially bring in our Band of Brothers, which, as I said, started with the Easy Company in World War II.
right, thanks again, guys, for staying, and meant a lot to me to be able to do this for him and share it with all of you, so thank you.
Thank you.